Like, no. And I will keep pushing. And whether I vote for him in November is irrelevant because people are dying right now. People are going to be dying tomorrow. And people are going to be dying in December. And I have every right to say, stop what you're doing and let people live. The fuck?
What's up? We are back. It's us. We're here again. Yes. Give me all the gunshots. Well, maybe, I don't know. Probably.
What's wrong with that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you know.
Gun safety?
Yeah, I guess. I
You know.
guess. As long as somebody gets hurt.
Reclaiming
the gunshots.
Yeah.
Reclaiming gunshots.
We're giving them a new meaning.
Gun safety,
Give
man.
them a different...
train your firearm.
a different meaning.
Train your weapon. Train your weapon systems, but do it safely.
Yes. And we have returned
We have.
from our brief, unplanned hiatus last week.
Yeah, I guess unplanned is the way to look at it. It was supposed to be yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it made waves, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We look at us going viral on our day off.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. How you gonna go viral on your day off?
Put our Black Thought interview out there.
Can white people come to this?
What?
Black Thought. Can are white people allowed to have white thoughts? One Hood.
So
The
funny.
comment
The
section.
racist organization One Hood is having an event called Black Thought.
It's so
What if we had white thoughts? What if we had white entertainment television? What if we had White History Month?
It's called life. Way we live every day.
They not like us. They not like us.
No. And you know, we kind of got in the middle of the beef and disses with Black Thought's take on
Yeah.
J. Cole, which, is really cool.
Which, as much as I love Black Thought, I do not agree.
Okay, well, but shout out to Black Thought.
Absolutely.
The MAGA Muslim doesn't agree.
I don't agree that. No.
People want
Rap is a contact
He
sport.
doesn't like those Black Thought. That's what he said.
Yeah, but I mean
He literally said rap is a context.
He
Oh,
gave,
did
he, he gave
Yes.
J. Cole props.
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
but I don't give J. Cole props for walking back.
I bet you do now. Well, who would you rather be, J. Cole or Drake right now?
J. Cole was on the beach.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Yeah, they said Schoolboy told J. Cole like, yo.
Yeah.
He said this one.
Because it's like, who wants to be saying next to Drake? Anyway, I mean, I don't know if you all are watching the rap battles. But yes,
they not like us.
They not like us. My name is Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. Welcome to This Week in White Supremacy. This is how our normal show looks. If you just tuned in last week because, you know, Black Thought was our guest from the legendary Roots crew.
Legendary.
And to my immediate right,
Another legendary person.
the main attraction.
The A mic.
Yes. Miracle, the main attraction. What's up, Miracle?
MAGA Miracle.
Colleague or a colonizer.
Oh, yeah.
But a colorist.
Oh, yes. Wow. You said not a colleague or a colonizer. She's a colorist. Wow.
JK.
Wow.
Joke. It's a joke. But anyways, it's your girl Miracle, aka Big Blessing with the big blessings. What's up? What's poppin'?
Wow. And my brother.
It's your boy Trevor on the Last Never Like Supremacy, Next Level Shaman.
Yes.
In the building.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like some, maybe? Oh, trying to.
I like that one.
Okay. Got you.
You're not like Shy.
There you go.
You not like Shy. You not like Shy. Yeah, that's hard. You got to remix that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And my brother.
Sleep always is deprived.
Especially now, huh?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, man.
Did you want to talk about what caused us to miss our
Yeah,
show?
so baby mom went into labor a week early and came out with a son. So,
Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All
you know,
right. All
Next Level
right.
Son.
yeah, next level
Next
son.
level
Yeah,
sons.
Nice little Saeed.
Yeah.
A new little Saeed.
New little Saeed.
Yeah, so yeah, my son was born, Cairo Nasir Al Saeed. He
Yes.
was born on the 7th of May, 6 pounds 4 ounces.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Congrats to you.
Congrats.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Yeah, and he will not let anybody sleep.
I mean, you know,
Niggas love sleep.
Nigga.
that's baby stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's baby.
Man, yeah.
So I don't know. It's a lot happening. Sometimes I wonder. I was gonna start with some really, really very depressing black news. Apparently, Red Lobster's closing 50 restaurants. Where are black people gonna go
Ponderosa. Oh, they
for
closed.
cheddar biscuits? Where are we
The
gonna
cheddar
go
bay biscuits.
for our celebratory Oh, you're really hurt. Wow, I'm
I
sorry.
never liked Red Lobster.
I was never a fan.
Yeah.
I was never a fan.
I mean, granted, I could only eat like 10% of.
Because I'm saying you're allergic to shellfish, so it doesn't mean anything to you.
It was just the Cheddar Bay biscuits, but they
Biscuits
sell
were
them.
banging.
They sell
Yeah, they
them
get the
now.
mix. Yeah, you can buy them.
make it.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, but we did have a whole show of like rap beef planned.
Yeah.
You know, and the colonizer, the dark skin versus light skin. Miracle's about to get in her all the way in her bag. All the way in.
Miracle has been praying for this for her whole life. She's
Miracle
like,
is
I hate
like,
these
yes.
light-skinned yellow
Yes.
niggas.
Yes.
These
Anything-
red bone bitches.
Not the red bone. I don't get. Have I said that before?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I
I
don't
mean,
think so.
I'm sure it's something that was on the list.
It was-
Seeing a light skinned man get his comeuppance, Miracle, was that something that you prayed for?
Miracle is like,
Dear God.
yeah.
I should pray like this.
Miracle be like, please God, don't be light skinned first off before you
Yes,
answer this
yes.
prayer. Secondly,
God
punish
can-
all these light
Please,
skinned
Kendrick
dark-skinned
Lamar to his
Jesus
victory.
with the hair of wool.
Oh, yes. Dark skinned Jesus.
with the hair of wool.
Yes, with the locks. Dark skinned Jesus with the locks.
Yeah.
No, I think that like I really, you know, even though I'm trying to be peaceful, I actually do like rap beef. I
Yeah.
actually
Me too.
do like the
Lyrical rap beef.
the verbal jousting, if you will.
Yes.
And so like I was caught by surprise. I was like, oh, they about to go back and forth. I feel like Kendrick knows that we're waiting on him to drop again,
Yes.
and he's just like, not today.
When you play Not Like Us, do you proudly wave your color chart around?
You know how they were like,
Because there's nobody light skinned on TDE.
you know how Kendrick was like, you need to stop saying the N-word.
Yes.
I did bring the color chart out.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yes.
but then Charlemagne ruined it for me because it was like, not you, sir. Like, you're not supposed to make this joke in public, and he made it in public. So
Which y'all mean? I missed it.
him and Just Hilarious went through their staff and was just with the color chart.
Oh.
But it was a brown paper bag, and they ruined
yeah.
the joke. I was like,
Well,
damn.
do you know who else likes rap beef, Miracle? Joe Biden.
Listen.
Joe Biden and the Joe Biden
I'm gonna
campaign.
pretend that didn't happen because the rap beef is personal. It is communal.
But also, clearly, it seems like Joe Biden has somebody on his staff that's under 75, right?
Yeah,
And that
right,
person
yeah.
obviously
Has got their ear to the streets
got their ear to the
and
street.
said, it's always been about love and hate, and now let me say I'm the biggest hater.
Yes.
I hate the way that you walk over women's rights. I hate the way that you talk about immigrants. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this on Truth Social.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Kendrick made it to the White House.
Yes.
And not only did he make it to the White House, he made it to the electoral debate, man.
Yes.
Like, yo,
Yes.
large up, man, like
On
K-Dot,
the
yo.
stage.
Yes.
I don't want to hear you say it, nigga, no more.
We don't want to hear you say nigga no more.
Such a
Now,
good
now,
bar.
do we call?
Is Joe Biden colonizing the rap beef?
Oh.
Is he?
He needs to stay in his place.
Or is the best rap battle out right now a rap response Macklemore? Did Macklemore?
I'll walk off this show right now. I will walk the fuck off this show.
Can I do it? Can I do it? Listen,
What?
Malcolm Moore, right? Yes or no? Right now, is he the most conscious rapper alive?
No. What?
Right? Yes.
Are you fucking mad?
Do we want to have this conversation? JK, Fury said he wanted to cuss me out on Twitter.
Yes.
And I
No,
was like,
my
I'm
only-
a troll.
my only
I
beef-
hate Macklemore.
My only beef
oh my
was
God.
that there are a lot of artists that put out songs in support
So
of
many.
Palestine. Like, really,
The moment a white person does it,
Yes.
it's just, yeah, it's like,
But
no.
again, he's a celebrity. It's interesting because
Is he anymore? Like, who cares about Macklemore?
Dude.
You know what I know about Macklemore?
You know who
First
cares
of all-
about Macklemore?
Who?
Okay,
The
people
Palestinians.
who
Yeah.
are organizing on college campuses.
Right.
Okay.
That coincidentally aren't black, but okay.
And the song is hard. I ain't gonna front. The song is hard.
I refuse to listen to it. I refuse.
You don't want to go back to the thrift store.
Nah.
Miracle's color chart does not apply to white people, apparently.
No, the hate, the disdain I have for
colors are
Macklemore.
beautiful. It's about behavior.
Oh, yes.
The
Yes,
color
yes,
chart is about behavior, not actual color.
Heinz Hall is hard. I listened to the song. It's a great song.
Is it?
You know, Macklemore.
Well, good for him.
It's by
I'll
far the
take your
best
word for it.
song I've heard. I mean, obviously, he hasn't put out music in a long time.
But he has put out some fire Jordan collaborations.
Yeah.
And that's what I know Macklemore for.
But it is interesting how we're looking at celebrity in this moment, because there has been now this movement to like unfollow all celebrities and not support all
You
celebrities.
seen Drake was still following Kendrick Lamar as of the other day?
I mean, he got to, bro. You got to find out what's he going to do next.
You know, I
Like,
have a theory.
this nigga's scared. You know what I'm saying?
Miracle?
I'm gonna ruin it.
Fight back.
What's your theory, Miracle?
Beefs are always personal because it's about like breakups or like friendships like not going through or people
Yes.
like couldn't hang out. And so that's basically what beefs are. It's not about anything else. So I feel it's like Drake wants to be Kendrick's friend.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
And that like
But they
any
not like us.
person
They not
that,
like us.
won't be his friend is like how these beefs start.
But it's one thing to not be my friend. It's another thing
To
when
be
you
his
make a
biggest
line.
hater.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Like if you
There's
call
no
me
coming back
a
from that.
certified, like you called me
Yeah.
a certified pedophile.
Man.
That
was
was crazy.
Someone did talk about like how in beef women are always the collateral damage because like everybody's talking about you hit your wife, you
True.
this
That's a
like,
great point.
Very true.
underage person, you're
Very true.
red shirting this person.
Very true.
But like you're never during regular times being like don't disrespect women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a part of beef is like how many women can you hurt that's around the other person and how many women can you embarrass. And so beef de facto also comes about a contact sport about devaluing the women that's around these rappers
Well,
from like Faith, on down.
I think you can say that for Kendrick's side. I mean, for Drake's side. Kendrick clearly devalued every man.
Yeah.
He mentioned no women. Baca, you got a weird case. Why are you around?
Yeah.
Party at the party, playing with his nose. Like he was going at Drake's inner
Entourage.
circle of all men because Drake doesn't have a woman. You know what I'm saying? Around
Man, he sat his
yeah.
moms down and said, "Your son is
Yeah.
a sick man.
Yeah, your son's a sick man.
thoughts.
And I
think
wanted
niggas
to
like
die.
him should die."
Yeah, that's
Like, whoa.
crazy. That's crazy.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Dear Adonis is a hell of a way to sell
I
yourself.
couldn't. I was like, I don't think I can re-listen to Meet the Grams. So I was like, that's just like
It's almost uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable truths that like you don't want to talk
It
about.
reminded me of like something I think Eminem would put out.
Okay. I'm 1,000%.
But but
Yeah,
speaking
this
of-
was very because it was cerebral and it was very punishing.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, it was
What do you mean it was cerebral?
the way that he attacked his family and was like, "Yo, your son,
The white man was cerebral.
no."
When I said it was like Eminem,
Eminem's a cerebral rapper.
Oh
I
shit.
think that is.
Oh. Eminem doesn't have any pro-Palestinian lyrics, so therefore he's not conscious.
The white man was cerebral.
You said the white man was the most conscious rapper.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Joke. I don't even listen to him, but I did see him in DC. So I was like, okay.
Shout out to Macklemore.
like-
You know
Does he still have that whack ass haircut?
I think it's because
like he
his
drives a
hair
sk-
is like blonde, that strawberry blonde. and
He's using
short.
he's using his platform. For
Macklemore looks like he drives 5 Subarus at the same time.
He's from Seattle, Washington, right? He's suburban.
I have no idea.
Wow.
So I think
He drives his
would be
Subaru
like
to
that.
Home Depot every weekend for new plants and lumber.
Oh shit.
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say my take on this is like, I think it's interesting. I don't know how long Kendrick knew about these allegations.
Yeah,
for
that was the
Drake,
question.
But I'm wondering, like,
I mean, he has Instagram, so I'm sure he checks the internet.
yeah, but it's like it's interesting to me that like the only time he calls it out publicly is when it benefits him in this rap beef.
Still Hollywood, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't think, but this is the thing. It's like I always maintain the stance: stop looking to entertainers to be a moral compass about anything.
I mean, it's not that I'm looking for him to be a moral compass.
But it's like if you really care, that's
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah.
a pedophile,
people have said that if you knew pedophilia was
Why didn't
going
you
on
speak
over
up
here,
beforehand? Yeah.
why don't you say?
But
But
I
I
mean,
mean, do? Like
they're
go to
all-
the cops.
Yeah, like they're all part of the same system. They're all benefiting from
Yeah.
the same system. Like, why would he call it out?
He was like LeBron, Steph Curry, keep your family.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I
Keep
mean?
your family away from this this weirdo.
Because it just doesn't benefit anybody in that circle to call out anything because there's dirt on everybody in the celebrity world.
And there is, there's another battle happening right now.
You mean Trump versus Biden? Good versus evil?
Who's good?
Nobody.
evil.
One of them. It's just one lesser.
Yes. Well, let's know it's Trump versus everybody, really. You know what I'm saying?
So Trump running to 20v1 now?
Yo, it's yeah, absolutely.
Trump taking on Fannie, he taking on Letitia,
right.
Alvin Bragg, he's taking on the federal government.
He's taking on Stormy Daniels,
Joe Biden,
Michael Cohen,
Crooked Joe Biden.
Yes. So, and then also, Trump is kind of hamstrung in the sense now that like there's finally a judge that's saying, I'm going to enforce this gag order.
Pause.
Oh my goodness.
There's a judge saying, I'm going to talk to you all over
in
here,
the back of your
that
throat.
they're going to, what'd you say? What? Wait. What?
Fuck Donald Trump.
I missed that. I totally missed that. That's probably good.
Jesus Christ, Miracle. Excuse yourself and go repent in the corner.
So
It is a song Cardi B saying it.
I know what it is.
because
It's called the uvula.
yes. So because Donald Trump cannot
In your throat?
criticize everything.
Oh, that's the. Never mind.
Okay, we're back to politics now. Because clearly we like missed the practice. It's like we're all over the place right now. Because Donald Trump might go to jail if he violates the gag
I think
order.
we should
again.
just start off everything because Donald Trump, and then just go.
Yes, but I'm saying like so he's like reading stuff now. He brought in Tommy Tuberville. Was that the guy's name?
Yeah, which was a fucking
And some other
okay.
Alabama.
some other senator from somewhere else. He brought these senators in to kind of like be his mouthpieces because he can't like they're his mouthpieces because he can't. And now his former lawyer, who was his fixer, he was the guy that took care of all his problems, is on the stand breaking down how Trump, told him to pay this, porn star, and the whole breakdown of it. I guess I'll come to you, Miracle. Is this? People are saying that Michael Cohen's testimony is very damning. Mm-hmm. People are saying that it's proven beyond a shadow of doubt that every time like Michael Cohen is speaking, that Alvin Bragg and the prosecutors have the actual paper trail to go along with everything that he's saying. So apparently Michael Cohen testified about tweets that Trump set up saying that Michael Cohen was honest and that the media was tearing him down and he never said anything false. So is Trump going to be found guilty? Well, I mean, is he going to go to jail? Probably not for this, but is he going to be found guilty?
I would hope so. Please. Like, I just need somebody to do their big one so we can get something different.
Yes.
By November, like, please.
Yes.
But the thing with Trump is he can't be quiet.
No.
And the surrogates he's picking also can't be quiet because when you have a gag order, it not only pertains to you, it pertains to the people around you.
Did not know that.
Because basically, you're not supposed to be engaging the folks. And traditionally what happens is you get your friends to do your bidding. That's also in the parameters of the gag order. They can't do that. So I think they're all going to be getting more charges, but it's like these folks really
Charge
don't
them all,
care
please.
about the law. So it's like they're going to do whatever they want. And then they're going to be like, what you going to do about it?
I mean, clearly they don't care about it. If they're openly saying like, I mean, it is wild to sit back and watch like the Republicans not being able to answer the question about, will you accept the election results? Like, hey, if Joe Biden wins, will you accept these results? And none of them are saying, of course we will. Like, yeah, if Joe Biden wins, like, so obviously it's like they don't care about like rule of law or democracy or the transfer of power. Like, that's gone. Like, we've crossed that divide and they don't care about telling the truth at this point. You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't make sense because Trump is up in all the polls.
Yeah.
So the one time that you
Which is scary.
when you would be like, yeah, I'm
crazy.
going to accept the results, especially because my man's winning, you don't do that. You're like, I don't know.
But he's up in the polls now. Do you think if he's found guilty, that's going to change anything?
I think that makes him even higher in the polls.
No, I just need it to be a felony because then he gets disqualified from running for office.
Right.
I'm all against the felon disenfranchisement,
Except for
this incident, because I feel like if we get rid of Trump, we get rid of Biden.
Yes,
right.
If we get rid of Trump and Biden, we become
get like a clean slate. We shake the sketch. Yeah,
and we can
yeah.
just do something different. Because I think that both of these personalities are really too entrenched in their toxicity right now, and neither one of them are able to move this country to the next step. They have like no empathy.
You mean war?
No, that's the both of them are gonna.
That's what they want. That's the next step,
right? So I
next
think
step
we
is war.
need another leader, right? So I think if we get one of them out, we get both of them, right? Because if Trump goes away, then the the Republicans are going to pick somebody more charismatic. Somebody more charismatic.
I would say, does that person even exist?
Even if it's just Nikki Haley, they're going to pick somebody else. And Nikki Haley going up against Biden is going to be horrible. She skyrocketed into the polls when she talked about the best retirement home being Washington, D.C. That made people really like her.
Yeah.
So, no. So if we get rid of Trump, then we get somebody.
They used to say that about the Raiders at one point, that they were the retirement home of the NFL.
So that's why I'm like, please, just somebody, just convict him of something. At this point, it's like, convict him of something, save the country, and let us move on. Because I don't think
Can Nikki run again, even though she conceded?
Yeah, because it's all about the convention. It's all about getting the votes and stuff.
And apparently, like, Nikki Haley is actually,
The Maratha.
even though she's not on the ballot, she's bringing in like 25% of votes in these Republican primaries.
That's like write-ins.
No,
because she's still on the ballot.
Oh.
She's not running. She's not actively
Although
running.
she's not running, she withdrew.
People still voting for it. That's crazy.
And I'm
Wow.
talking about 25% is a large number.
Yeah, that's a big
So there's
number.
a large number. And so people are thinking, like, similarly to how there was and there still is, like, the unregistered protests on the Democratic side.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley is getting these huge numbers, and so people are believing that these are Republicans, almost like a protest vote, not one. Basically, Republicans saying we're not going to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And if it's that many people, that's something that. So then the question is, those 25% of Republicans, who do they vote for? Do they vote for a Robert Kennedy? Do they vote for Biden? Do they vote for somebody else? Right? We don't know right now. So here's Biden. You mentioned Biden. Because you said both of them.
Does Biden have worms in his brains? Because that would explain a lot.
Sir.
Only RFK.
Biden called. We haven't got to that yet. Okay. Well, we're here now. Okay.
We're here now. I want to talk about this.
You want to talk about because I did mention Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, like, were you eating pork chop, like raw pork chops?
No, this is what happened. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Was doing a lot of work overseas and in India. So apparently this
Also, it's brown people's fault. So him going to these third world countries.
Yes. Well, apparently this parasitic worm is something that happens in India. I don't want to say regularly, but
so now we're talking bad about Vivek and Nimrod.
No, it's just a worm that exists in India. You know, some countries you got to go to. You know, some countries in Africa, you have to go to. You have to get vaccinated. It's not because those are bad people.
Maybe because he was too busy standing on business and stuff, not standing on vaccine cards, Robert.
But it's interesting.
Maybe because he was colonizing.
Maybe because he was colonizing, Robert.
Oh,
because you're not indigenous to those areas.
Yeah.
Sounds like about when you go.
You ain't got the natural immunities, Robert.
Maybe if you would have took a vaccine,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
could that have helped you, RFK Jr.?
But no, I'm standing on business and I'm not getting vaccinated. Well, now look, it's about to cost you your fucking motor skills, nigga.
It's wild that, like, we haven't heard about this. So for those that don't know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh my God.
has a parasitic worm or had a parasitic worm in his brain. Okay, just a joke to yourself. That's so too inappropriate to say. Please keep it to yourself, sir. Please. And so it is kind of wild that we're hearing now that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. A very inappropriate joke was texted to all of us that we cannot repeat.
That's terrible.
So, yes, we will be moving on to talk about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
And it's the worm in his brain. So is it
Is it the worm from Dune? Is it the worm from Beetlejuice? What are we talking about? Is it Earthworm Jim?
But supposedly the worm ate some of his brain.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Jesus.
And so that's the crazy part about it and then according to,
Could you imagine the field day Trump would have with this?
how do you get it out of your body?
hey, bro, but this is what I'm saying. From now on, you're worm brain. Yo, you're a worm brain.
Damn.
Yo, nigga, you're worm brain. Like, come on, man. What
You
gonna-
know,
you gonna catch
Robert
the ball for
Kennedy,
worm brain?
So wait,
Dirty man.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does that make Robert Kennedy the early bird?
He's folks are never coming to our interviews.
They not like us. They not like us.
Facts.
Oh my
These folks are
god.
never coming to our interviews.
Oh my God, man.
Oh
I want to
Lord.
know, how do you get the worm out of your brain? Because you know, like when you
Okay,
you
so
used to,
let's let me read the story, Miracle. Kennedy said he was experiencing.
That was fucking brilliant, bro.
Hold on.
It's fucking brilliant.
It said
Take a bow. Please take a bow.
he was experiencing quote unquote brain fog,
Okay.
brain fog, and having trouble with the word retrieval. He was initially told by his doctors he had a tumor in his brain and was planning to have it removed. But then another doctor said it didn't look like a tumor and said it's almost certainly a parasite got into your brain. A parasite very common in India, where he had done a lot of environmental work. You know what I'm saying? But the wild part was that in
Was
his
you drinking the tap water? Like, what were you
That's the
doing?
doing
Johnny
something.
Depp movie.
That's
when
scary.
The alien comes
Facts.
over.
yes.
So now I'm just scared.
Or like the movie where they put something in your ear and then they be screaming, it's like torture, they be screaming.
Oh, that's a Star Trek. That's Wrath of Khan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it says he had a deposition concerning his divorce from his second wife, and a doctor told him that his health issues were caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died.
But is it out of his brain though?
I'm assuming that maybe it's there dead.
I want to make a joke, but there's nothing better than the early bird joke.
I mean,
there's
there's
nothing
nothing
better than that.
But again,
That's
it's
fucking
You know,
brilliant.
the tapeworms, they say you got you.
They stay with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until it passes
Yes.
out, or you have to have it surgically removed. So I'm just like,
Yes, I don't know if they went, so I don't see anything that says they actually went in and got the worm. But if it's dead, I guess maybe, I don't
how do
know.
you know it's dead, not dormant? Like, what if it's like one of those things that just like sleeps?
It's gonna wake up.
Wakes up.
Well, I mean, if it's feeding off intelligence, we can assume that it's dead.
Wow. But again, it's like, who would, like when you
You gotta
click
come in
on,
here swinging.
hey, yeah, hey, he's gonna stand on business. But it's like when you see, because remember RFK was like doing all the push-ups and I'm so healthy and I'm the strong candidate, and it's like,
Ironic, man.
how ironic, right? Like we're like, oh, you know, Trump's old and he's saying crazy stuff. Biden's old, you know, he's falling off of his bike. But neither of them had a worm eat their brain.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
what in the hell? And then I'm supposed to vote for you now?
Is that food for thought? The jokes write themselves, ladies and gentlemen. The jokes write themselves on this week in White Supremacy.
Literally wipe themselves. But but I guess Biden apparently is attacking Trump. He called Trump unhinged, and he said something snapped in the former president after he lost the 2020 election. Something snapped in him. Again, like Biden is really trying to make this race about, you know, Donald Trump is somebody who is unfit for office.
But that's been our critique about Biden's, you know, his strategy the whole time.
Yes.
It's all about Trump.
Yes.
It's not about policy. It's not about change. It's I'm not Donald Trump.
Yes.
Your enemy is Donald Trump, so you should in turn vote for me because we have to protect America from Donald Trump.
Biden said, by the way, remember when he was trying to deal with COVID, he said, just inject a little bleach into your veins.
Yeah, I remember that.
He
That was
missed
crazy.
it, and it went all into his hair.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
So that was Biden's joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, I mean, Trump, I mean, when you see Trump talking about Hannibal Lecter, the late great Hannibal Lecter, he looks unhinged.
Remember he did that
Yes.
shit?
But it's like Donald Trump looks unhinged when you hear him talking about this. I mean, but it is wild that it's like Trump.
He said the late great Hannibal Lecter.
He said the late great, a great guy, a wonderful man, a great guy, a wonderful
Great
man.
guy, ate some people, not a big deal.
I mean,
you know, you actually get kuru from eating
percolating
people.
This idea that both of these candidates have cognitive issues.
Yes.
and
All three of the candidates.
now.
Yeah.
Because worm brain gotta have like
Oh my God.
some cognitive issues. I mean, he has a worm in his brain.
we just deserve better.
What if we just see Robert Kennedy just like taking like mud baths?
What does that mean?
Like worms like that. I don't know.
Oh.
That one didn't land. that one
lost.
didn't land.
I'm lost.
The congressperson,
I had to. I'm sorry.
the tweet that congressman made about the Kennedys,
No.
about like you either never mind. It was something about like you live long enough. At some point, you live long enough to have a Kennedy with a hole in her brain.
Oh, wow.
And it was a sitting
wasn't me.
congressman.
Wasn't just me.
Yeah,
It
that's
was like they're like, sir, like
that's
that's not
pretty-
okay.
pretty
But
bad.
it was like something. Hold on, I got because it's also from Georgia. I
Yes.
was like, sir, but he was the same. To connect it, it was the same congressperson, the same congressman that was basically cheering on the situation from Mississippi when the video went viral.
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
guy
Okay.
making the monkey noises at the black protesters.
Which
Yes.
was just
it was
like
the same. It was the
that
same
was such a vile
congressperson.
act that I mean, did you see the who was it? The doctor that was harassing the Muslim woman in hijab. He's now disbarred or something like that. He's
Yeah, I mean, it is weird to see like
These-
well, more so like the responses to like, hey, we don't want war, like we don't want people dying and killing, and the response is being such a bit like, this is America, we kill everybody, like literally,
I mean,
like you're waving
but
your
that's
flag.
a fair argument.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is why I keep saying that none of these leaders are really doing anything, and that they're not leading in this moment. And I don't really think that people understand how personal folks are taking the situation, whether it's in Palestine, whether it's in Congo, Sudan. Like the world is not looking like very happy. They're
Yeah, no.
not like, oh, in 6 months this is coming. And so we really need someone. And you know, Clinton was not my favorite person.
Which
but, like,
one? Bill or Hillary?
well, there was only one president. That was the Clintons. So,
Hillary was president while Bill was president.
I mean, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hillary was president.
I'm not getting into this. But like, you know, Clinton was like, I feel your pain. I understand what's happening. You know, Bush too was like, I'm gonna move on to this compassionate conservatism because we gotta
Yes.
bring us together.
'Cause I like
We gotta,
tacos.
you know, we gotta mourn. And I think that for all intents and purposes, we need someone who on the national level can be like, look, it is getting too violent.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
people are, we need, even if it's like a healing circle.
Do we need a miracle?
No, I'm not. It's not my ministry.
That's what it sounds like.
But I keep saying that like
America needs a miracle.
We need some elected officials to be like, you know what does your community need? What is your community feeling?
Yes.
And to do this on a national level, these listening sessions.
Yes.
Who can do that though? Like,
well, this is the
I
thing.
think Kamala could. She doesn't want to.
Kamala?
But Kamala, if she wants to, I think that.
who do you need me to lock up from your
Wait,
communities?
so hold on, real quick, Miracle. So this is Rep. Mike Collins of Georgia, who shared the video of a white man making monkey noises at a black woman at a protest at Ole Miss and basically like cheered them on.
He got fired, right?
And,
No.
no. He's,
I thought they found out the person and they fired him.
No,
No.
that the guy making monkey noises was like kicked out of a fraternity.
Okay.
Whatever. But you know, Michael Collins, you know, shared the video basically like cheering them on. You know what I'm saying? And basically saying like, you know, like he was happy that they taunted this woman. He said Ole Miss taking care of business.
Oh,
Showing that
Jesus
video.
Christ.
And to echo Miracle's point, the same congresswoman tweeted, you either die a Kennedy with a hole in the brain or live long enough to become a Kennedy with a hole in the brain. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
And again, this is a sitting congresswoman, but Miracle, to your point, we don't have a person that's an elected official that is bringing folks together, but I can give you a former presidential candidate talking about the protest. Can you cue that Hillary Clinton?
Why do y'all do this to me?
Why is Hillary Clinton? Who thinks on this is what's crazy to me. Like who on Biden's side thinks that Hillary Clinton is a good spokesperson for what they're trying to do?
I'm sure, you know what? It's probably Biden himself.
I have a theory.
Okay, what's your theory?
They're trying to set us up for Michelle's comeback.
So to make us hate Hillary?
I feel like
what?
it's going to be like who is the one person on the Democrat side that people do not hate right now? They can't even be Barack because people hate Barack. The
Yes.
only person right now on the Dem
White men hate Michelle Obama.
Do you
they
wanna-
actually liked her at the end of her end of their tenure. She was one of the most popular people federally across
I did
all
not know that.
demographics.
I stand corrected.
Did you want to
They
play
hated her at the very beginning.
Hillary Clinton, the Hillary Clinton clip? This is Hillary Clinton speaking again.
I have had many conversations, as you have had, with a lot of young people over
Where,
the last
Hillary?
many months now.
Where?
And you're right. They don't know very
hair
much
looks
at
good.
all about the history of the Middle East, or frankly about history in many areas of the world, including in our own country. But with respect to the Middle East, they don't know that under the
It's a lie out.
together
It's a lie
the Israelis
out.
and the Palestinians by my husband, the then Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, the then head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, then the Palestinian Authority, Yasser Arafat. An offer was made to the Palestinians for a state on 96% of the existing territory occupied by the Palestinians, with 4% of Israel to be given to reach 100% of the amount of territory that was hoped for. And this offer was made, and if Yasser Arafat had accepted it, there would have been a Palestinian state now for about 24 years.
What does that have to do with right now?
Right.
You know,
And we're not even-
Netanyahu and the Israeli government are going into Rafah. Thousands, I guess they said 300,000 people had to move again. Bombs are falling. More children are being killed. Like, what does that have to do with now?
And that proposed 96% isn't still a totality of the land. It is a percentage of something. So it's not.
But again,
But
it's
not
just,
only
it's just
that-
not relevant to right
It's
now.
not. No, it's not.
It isn't. It isn't, because people went back and they actually read what that proposal was and was like, how can you give somebody a state if they can't have their own
Right.
airport, if they're not able to leave, if they can't
Yeah.
have their own currency,
Right.
if they have to go to another foreign government anytime they want to make decisions within
Oh, I didn't know
The
that.
state within a state. Yeah.
So this idea that people don't learn or don't know history, they do know history. And what we've been seeing is that if you say, you know what, Jewish people need a Jewish state and we're going to support that state, why then can't you also say, all right, Palestinians need a Palestinian state and we're also going to support that state?
Right, right.
What we've been talking about is Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Iran and
Correct.
all of these other countries basically using Israel and Palestine as this lynching point to fight each other.
Yeah.
So why can't somebody be like, you know what, we probably should stop this now.
Yeah.
We have the Saudis backing the RSF. We have people everybody backing what's going on in Congo.
Right.
And we're like, you know what, maybe if we don't have so much money invested in war and things that facilitate war, maybe we could have peace. But when you have it is literally millions and millions of dollars
Yes.
that is invested not only in the bonds,
Probably billions.
but also in the surveillance technology, also in the tracking technology, also in making the literal munitions and the little smart bombs and dirty bombs. Like, why do we even have levels of bombs,
Yeah.
right? And that's what people are saying, like, when we're looking at history, we see the anti-blackness, we see the anti-Arab sentiment when we're like going back and we're listening and we're even watching Biden talk about if Israel wasn't there, he would create his own because he needs
True.
no vested interest in that area. And it's
Yes.
like, people are not interested; they are people.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on are people who are scared and afraid. People are being hurt. People are dying.
Yes.
And why can't you see people?
Right.
And on top of that,
They've never
why-
been viewed as humans before, so why start now?
And then the other thing is, for someone who's actually studied international law, there are so many rules and regulations, and we're also seeing the Biden administration erase those rules and regulations. And that's why people are like, we don't understand what is going on because you told us this is what a moral war is.
Right,
This is
right.
what ISIS did that was so bad.
Yes.
This is what the Taliban did that was
Yeah,
so bad.
absolutely,
But then
absolutely.
you gave the Taliban Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So if we understand at the end of the day, all of these bad players are going to be the same political allies you're going to have, why not make them political allies now? If we're looking at history, every bad government becomes our friend at some point.
I mean,
Right?
but
So why not-
particularly if they have the stuff that we want.
So why not just say, you know what? Come to the
Well,
table, negotiate,
but
and
isn't-
just stop death.
But to argue, so isn't, according to what we're hearing out of the Biden administration, that's what they're trying to do, right? They said like Rafah was a red line, even though, Netanyahu and them blew past that, right? They said that they were trying to get, they were trying to bring the ceasefire to the table, get everybody to agree with everything. Of course, Netanyahu blew that up. But from what we're hearing,
Poor choice of words.
yeah, I mean, literally blew it up.
because I
But from
think
what we're hearing from the Biden administration, they want to stop what's happening in Gaza and Middle East right now. I mean, you had Biden come out and say, and he was criticized by the Republicans and say, we're not going to give any more weapons to Israel. Now, of course, this is way late. I'm not acknowledging that.
Team come back and say, well, it's only one shipment and we're pausing it, but we've already given them all of the munitions and weapons they need to do whatever.
But he was criticized by that. He was criticized by, some right-wing Jewish folks, by Republicans for even saying a pause, right? So could you say like they're trying?
Well, I mean, I don't see what's different than him saying a pause or a ceasefire, because a ceasefire is a pause.
Correct.
Like,
well, ceasefire. Well, people are saying permanent ceasefire,
right?
And I think but I guess going back to Hillary, my thing is like, you see
She's
all of these,
dismissive.
right?
Very.
That's what I'm saying. You see, we're not talking again. We're talking about, and we just saw like USC had to shut their whole graduation down.
Yeah.
But they gave our sister, who was the valedictorian, a standing ovation. She couldn't even speak, right?
Yeah.
Because she might say something critical of Israel, which is also like super weird because this is a foreign country, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously this woman was the valedictorian at one of the highest rated universities. These are not dumb people.
Yeah.
These are college students that are aware, that are learning. These are professors are getting arrested alongside. You just had the woman who was I think it was Dartmouth. She's like the head of Jewish studies.
Yeah.
And she was arrested and like kicked off
Which
the
is
campus.
crazy.
So we're not talking about a bunch of unlearned individuals. So to like talk down on them, particularly when you have a history of being somebody that has been okay with war and atrocities happening overseas, as long as they were black and brown folks. It's just such a terrible strategy, because you're going to then turn around and ask us to vote for your guy. So why would you do that? Like, why would you be so dismissive of this whole group of potential voters that you need to win?
It reminds me of what you said and how we were all talking about some of the local election strategies and the advertisements, and how when Chris DeLuzio was running and he was a professor, and all of the slander against him was like, oh, he's a professor.
Yes.
He's smart.
Yes.
He went to university. He knows things. Don't vote for him. He's too smart. So it's like, it seems like this is a brewing sentiment against from the right wing.
Well, she's saying they're not smart. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but like they're attacking people who are in university, they're attacking people in higher academia for not being smart. But in fact, these are some of the most intellectual people, the best and the brightest right now, that are enforcing policy.
Right.
We're influencing policy, rather, and you're criticizing them for being in university. You're criticizing them for having forethought.
Well, criticizing them really for just wanting
learning
to
and engaging.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Taking what we learned in school and actually applying it.
Right. Yeah.
Theories of change and theories of action.
Absolutely.
But I think it's also what we are seeing is that a lot of people are uncomfortable with, and I even on the local level, of dealing with the impact of their policies, right? So when we think about criminal justice reform, and a lot of people who are leading criminal justice reform are the son or the children of people who went to jail, the people who went to who were incarcerated, also people who've been formerly incarcerated, also people who either live with or have survived addiction disorder. They're the ones who are making the policies, right? They're the ones who are going to Capitol Hill and testifying. And it's like, that type of person was never supposed to be here. That type of person was never supposed to be in the same room. So now what we have is the children of Palestinians who have been exiled throughout the world, who are now in these universities, who are now in these professorships, who are now running for office, and they were never supposed to have a voice.
Yeah, right.
So now you're having to deal with your policy, and instead of saying, you know what, maybe we didn't have the best policy, maybe we need to go back and reflect about what we did right and what we're doing wrong, we're like, oh, we are just doubling down and saying any person who has a different opinion, we're just going to criminalize and hopefully make them disappear in a type of way. And it's like, no, what we need to be doing is saying, okay, we've messed up. This world, is having these environmental issues, it's having all of these things. What can we do right now to create a different policy and design something where people can all feel collectively safe, where no one has to feel they have to be expelled or harmed or have to violate another person? Because I do think that temperatures keep seething, and something is going to be the breaking point. And I think before we get to that boiling point, we can be like, you know what? let's take a moment. Let's have listening sessions. Let's figure out a way to engage differently instead of saying, you know what, we bombed Hiroshima, so we should just bomb Rafa. We bomb, like, we can't just keep bombing people. It doesn't make sense.
You know what's so wild, Miracle? I heard that the Biden administration is looking for a Pennsylvania communication.
No, there are people.
They need a miracle.
His Pennsylvania team is really great.
Yes.
I know they're good-hearted folks who are trying to make the best of a horrible situation and trying to fight. So I take anything from that, but I think that it's just like overall.
Yes, a listening session. Yes.
No, but I'm saying just, I think.
I mean, they're not like us.
Like our like it's just like you get stressed out. Like there's no fun in politics anymore. You used to like debate ideas. People can't even have debates or forums because they don't want to argue their points anymore.
Yes. Well, you know, speaking of, somebody had a truth session, a listening session.
Okay.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Apparently, Vivek Ramaswamy has a podcast, ironically called Truth. Wow. And what was so fascinating about this podcast
is that someone came on and spoke a whole bunch.
Some truth right to his face. And that woman was known racist and white supremacist and Coulter, went on his podcast and told Vivek the truth. Could you play that clip, my brother?
Fucking crazy.
So bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you.
Why?
Because you're an Indian. We'll get back to that. And it's directly related to what you were just talking about. You know, the thing about nationalism, you're totally right. It is like,
you can pause it right now.
Nationalism.
Oh, it's Hitler. Told him to his face, hey, I agreed with more, like, and this is, again, this is how white supremacy works, right? I agreed with you more than any other candidate.
You made more sense.
You made more sense. You had more talking points. You came with more value. You came with more stuff that I agreed with. However, you're Indian.
You're just a couple shades too dark for me.
Yes. And not Nikki Indian, not Nikki Haley Indian.
Yeah.
You're Vivek Ramaswamy Indian.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You need to be Vic Ram. Okay, that's it.
Well, Vikram is an Indian name too.
Fact.
I would say Vikram is a very Indian name.
Vic Ram? I don't know.
I know a couple Vikrams.
Yes, I apologize. You had something you were going to say about and Coulter straight racism?
I do, because we keep dancing around like white supremacy and how to.
She didn't dance around it.
Bridge these gaps. But this is also the people that Biden is being told that he needs to go and pander to, and not his actual base.
Yes.
So we're looking at this election. Election is numbers. It is who can I move, who can I encourage to do, this vote and to call and to knock. And so instead of pandering to his actual base, Biden is being told to go after these voters who are literally saying we're not voting for people because they're Indian, and his vice president is a black Indian woman.
Yes.
It does not make, none of this makes sense.
Well, Miracle, I'm glad that you talked about that, because that goes right into our blackmail segment.
All right. I was waiting on this.
And our blackmail segment is directed directly at the main attraction, okay?
Uh-oh.
Guns pointed directly at Miracle.
10 toes. Ain't never ran a wrist.
So this blackmail comes from Andrea, okay?
Andrea, okay.
Hi, everyone.
That name can go either way.
Here again.
Andrea. Again?
I guess I don't know who this is. I don't know. It says here again. It says, I caught Miracle practically begging Democrats to change horses in midstream, saying that any other Dem politician would improve our chances of winning in 2024. What are you missing? To you, Miracle, and everybody else that obviously doesn't understand how party leadership works. As Malcolm Nance does, he says,
not Malcolm
paraphrasing.
Nance.
I don't even know what that is.
Not Malcolm Nance.
Quote.
Come
on. Wait.
Stick the FBI on students' names.
Okay.
There we go. Talk that shit, Miracle.
So Malcolm Nance says, quote, what is wrong that you didn't get what you wanted in your Christmas stocking, so you're just not wanting to vote for what will save us in November?
Who's saving who from what?
Hold on.
You know I'm tired.
We all need to stop wishing and hoping another dim politician will take Biden's place. It's not going to happen. And you aren't helping when you still press for this at this point. You give those watching your show the excuse not to vote for Biden. The youth, the undecided, watch your show and say, see, even those guys don't think we should vote for Biden. No. Have you not learned how the Dem Party leaders treated a very popular progressive named Bernie Sanders? Hell, they took two black heroes. First was Congressman John Lewis, and then James Clyburn, and both men bashed the crap out of Bernie. So by the time the Dem presidential primary reached South Carolina's, Bernie's run was dead. Dem Party leadership is downright ruthless, having both men used as ambassadors to clear the black vote nationwide for their guy girl. Dem Party leadership is doing it again. Here they expect us to fall in line just like every party does. You don't get a choice, accept it or lose all democracy.
This is definitely a black person.
Pleading for somebody else
to get a choice.
Hold on. You don't get a choice. You either accept Biden or lose all democracy.
That's
Miracle.
That's
hold
not
on.
how our
Hold on.
electoral
Hold on.
system
Miracle.
works.
Miracle.
No, hold
Pleading
on.
for wait, two more lines. Pleading for somebody else to run is suicide. We need to accept what we have and vote blue. Keep our struggling democracy should be all our focus, not changing our candidates.
You know, sometimes
this is an older person.
Die to be born again. You know what I mean? But what I am saying is,
suicide miracle. You're sending us on a suicide mission.
To say you don't have a choice. In a democracy, you have choice. You have choices.
Literally.
In a democracy, the candidate is supposed to earn your vote. If my candidate is saying, I don't care whether you live or die, don't sit there and tell me that I have no other choice but to vote for this person. I should have between now and November, I don't know how many months that is, to be like, hey, candidate, you want my vote. Maybe, perhaps you should say something else. Maybe perhaps you should do something else. Maybe perhaps you should create something else. I have never been one of these people that just accepts the crumbs of the master's table. But I fully understand that there's a whole menu that I can choose from. And this is the problem that I have with people, is that you do not push those who are in power. Whether you love me or hate me, every person can say that they know that I will always ask them to do more. I will always ask them to create more. I will always ask more of them, even if they're not politically aligned with me, because I understand that the people in power are there for a reason. Their job is to be in power and to create policies for the rest of us. And if you keep shucking and jiving and saying, I just can't make the master upset. I don't know, boss is not going to call me back if I make him upset. We're never going to get anything that we need to survive. Like, no, and I will keep pushing, and whether I vote for him in November is irrelevant, because people are dying right now. People are going to be dying tomorrow, and people are going to be dying in December, and I have every right to say, stop what you're doing and let people live. The fuck?
Yes. And also, the thing about it is, like, it's also weird to me how it's like you switch the paradigm, right? And so, like, as a voter, right, like, the candidate's job is to appeal to me as the voter. Like, the candidate's job is to win my vote, right? That's what they're trying to do right now. You see Biden on the campaign trail, Kamala on the campaign trail. Trump, unfortunately, has to be in court, so he ain't on the campaign trail. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? If he was, yeah, he pops up here and there and talks about Hannibal Lecter. But it's like your job. So, like, the idea that, like, instead of a politician earning my vote, it's my responsibility to vote for whomever the Democrats put up, regardless of what they say, regardless of if their interests coincide with my interests, regardless of if they're going to change and make the system, the America and the world better for me and my children, just because the Republicans have a terrible candidate. And I think that it's like basically you're giving all of your power away. Like, the power we have is right now. And you see, these campus protests are working. They're working because they got it, you know, more of the conversation about stopping war in the mainstream. We saw finally Kamala and Biden come out talking about a ceasefire, talking about a two-state solution publicly, right? You finally have Biden saying, hey, we might have to put conditions on weapons that we send to Israel. We might have to put we can't send you anymore. This is directly because of the uprising of these young people all over the country. And so the idea that we have no power and then we just have to accept whatever's handed to us. Like, what are we doing? Like, what did our ancestors fight for? If it wasn't for that we do have power, what did they go to jail for? What were they protesting for? So they protested and got something, but we can't. We're going to just give all our power to the Democratic Party. We can't protest and complain. That is ahistoric. What would Dr. King say? What would Malcolm X say? What would these answers that we hold up say? That's ridiculous.
And then also, this possibly gets rid of the practice of going to war during campaign years. No one should have to die because somebody wants to be president of the United States.
Yes.
This world there's enough in this world for all of us. And what I get upset about is when people were like, don't run against Biden. When the DNC came out and said, don't run against Biden, it was like, but why? How are we going to get our best and brightest ideas out there if we keep telling people to wait their turn?
Yes.
And it's kind of funny that like we say, get behind the Democratic Party, but when it comes to a Summer Lee, it's not get behind the Democratic candidate.
Right.
When it comes to Jamal Bowman, it's not get behind the Democratic candidate. But when it comes for
Corey Bush,
people, black people who are running for office, it's never get behind them and protect them and support them and uplift them and vote for them. It's always we got to get them out of here.
Right.
So I don't understand where this party loyalty comes from.
Right. Well, again,
it's not equal.
It's definitely not equal, and it just again, to me, it's ahistorical. It's like
okay. What's the second one? Because my blood pressure is already.
We're not gonna.
No, my blood pressure is already.
The second one wasn't good. The second one wasn't good.
I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
I've read it. We're going to stick with Andrea. I hope you got your answer, Andrea. I mean, again, I think like the idea.
I think that you should be ashamed of even writing us something like that because it was just so it's so tone deaf.
Yes.
Like, are you not paying attention to what's happening? Like, yeah, we take a lot of jokes here and we talk a lot of shit, but like I'm not gonna say anything that these two haven't already said, but like really and truly reevaluate yourself in the mirror and say, why is your allegiance so one-sided? Like, how are you not able to see the trees from the forest?
Right.
Specifically in this election. Now, while all elections are extremely important, this one particularly is requiring you to think critically about the party that you're so blindly allegiant to.
And the whole point, like we're in primary season, the whole point of a primary is to say this is where we have to show our power and say this is what we want in a candidate. It just doesn't make any sense to say, hey, Biden and Harris, we're just going to give you carte blanche to do whatever you want, particularly in the state this country is in right now.
Right.
Obviously, we need to make some change. Look at our communities. If you are black, look at our communities. Couldn't our communities use some investment? Couldn't they use some redistribution of wealth? Couldn't our communities use to $16 billion and $61 billion?
But instead, Joe Biden's going to have chicken
in Israel, right? Couldn't we use that? And shouldn't we be saying where is ours? And if we're going to vote for you, we want to make sure that as you're planning for all these things happening on the world, where's our plan? Where's the plan for Black America, right? Well, outside of Ice Cube.
I was just about to say, Cube got one. the nigga you love to hate.
The only plan came from Ice Cube? Like, that's what's crazy. And it is, right? So where's your plan, Kamala? Where's your plan, Joe Biden? And we should be able to ask that.
Behind bars.
And the fact that we can't ask that, or you're telling us we can't ask that. And we can't say, hey, I'm not sure that this is the best. Clearly, come on, man. You're telling me, how old is Biden now? What is he, 80?
And
803.
Even Bernie running again. I'm like, Bernie, why are you running? It's
too old.
But like, where is the person you have been developing to take your spot after you? But Bernie was on the floor coughing, talking about we need a ceasefire.
Yes.
Sir, you need to be resting. You had a heart attack a couple of years ago,
absolutely.
Right? So it's not just Biden.
Yes.
It's like the way that we are developing our elected officials, the next plans that we are making for our country. It's like people are not even prepared.
We're not. And then again, like, so unfortunately, and I hope again, Andrea, I know you don't, you have something to say to Andrea Trouble?
I don't like when people try to silence black women.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She might be a black woman.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, that's some self-hating shit.
Oh, wow. Come on. Yes.
I'm just being real.
Come on,
You
come
know what
on,
I'm saying?
come on,
It's
Trouble. Yes.
We live in a country with free speech, and I know that a lot of elected officials aren't respecting that free speech right now, but that doesn't mean that you, as someone who supports your party, has to perpetuate that same injustice.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So-
yeah, I mean, again, like, hey, well, you know what, Trouble, that sounded like things that make white people uncomfortable. Wow. Our show should be
I'm about to say, is this
chapter
show?
1, This Week in White Supremacy. This is a book from Michael Bennett, former football player. I believe he's a Super Bowl champion. Things that make white people uncomfortable. And it's also co-written by Dave Zirin, one of the dopest voices when it comes to like sports and politics. And Dave Zirin is actually, guess what Dave Zirin has a show? Free Speech TV.
Yes, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So shout out to Dave Zirin, who's on Free Speech TV along with us.
I'm about to say, we're on
You
there
know,
too.
on Free Speech TV, and it's happy. You know, we're happy to be back. We're happy to join everybody again. So that was our white pages, things that make white people uncomfortable. Again, hopefully you'll read that book. And obviously, you know, asking for a different candidate makes some people uncomfortable. We don't know if Andrea is white, but here we are. With that being said, do we have any?
You were supposed to talk about the beef for the whole entire show.
We were.
And now
We
I got
were.
beef with Andrea wherever she is.
Andrea, we have something really close to say.
No,
You're not like us. You're not like us. Hey, you're not like us.
if you want to get like us, you can go to
Yes.
onehood.org
Come on. Yes.
/merch.
No, go to onehood.org. It's 3 lines at the top right hand, and you click on that, and you go down to merchandise, and you can get your One Hood. We got the new hoodies. Trouble has one on today. We have the new colorways. We have new shirts. So go there, and then you also, let's say you don't want a shirt, you can also make a donation to One Hood Media. We're a 501c3, so your, donation will go to all the other programs that we do in our community. You said you had another black male too, Farouk, right?
Oh yeah, I just want to lodge up Sheila, man. Sheila Goldstein.
I don't think that's her name. I think her name's
no.
Goldmaker.
Goldmaker. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just gonna just use the stereotypical Jewish.
Damn.
You gonna disrespect this?
No. Why are you trying to put me at odds with Sheila so bad?
We bring up Sheila. Just some. She's some Jewish name.
Listen, I haven't slept in a week.
We're about to do our own.
Goldmaker, I believe is how
Our
you
own
get
listening session.
Sheila's name. Yes.
Our own DEI training.
We obviously need it. But you had yes. So we should.
Thank you, Sheila.
She bought a shirt.
She said this is her favorite show.
Yes.
She apologized about the lakas, which is no worries. I appreciate you still.
Yes.
We love you, Sheila.
Yes. All right. Congrats to Sheila. And so you could get, don't be a Karen, be a Sheila.
Be a Sheila.
And get yourself some One Hood merch when you have an opportunity to do so. With that being said, anything coming up in One Hood's world?
There are things coming.
Hopefully there's rest.
Yes,
We have.
relaxation.
Oh, well, by the time you see this, we'll already be doing our One Hood Select. So shout out to Ime, who's going to be doing our One Hood Select polished photography class.
Also, if you are someone who is 18 to 25 and you may, like Andrea said, may not want to vote for Biden and you're in Appalachia, we have Project Heard. We're doing listening sessions for 18 to 25-year-olds. So come through, it's on our social media. You can do the application. The application is going to be running through the weekend. So we're still like trying to get people involved because we want to hear from as many people as possible about their thoughts on the issues that impact them. So that's some of the things that we have. We have Juneteenth coming up.
Yeah. I mean, in a month, but it's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Juneteenth coming up. We got a break coming
We have a
up.
break. We're taking the last week of the month off. That'll be really dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just had Patonka Tonk. That was dope. You know what I'm saying? We always
might have a
good
special
time
guest
there.
next week.
We may have a special guest next week. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So with that being said, stay tuned to This Week in White Supremacy. And if you want to email us, and
Not
you
me.
too
Them.
have beef with Miracle Day Main Attraction,
Oh my God. No, first of all,
info
listen.
at onehood.org, info at onehood.org. Holla at us and we'll discuss your points, you know what I'm saying? And, we're going to crack some jokes
I
too.
don't want to talk to people.
Okay, that's info at One Hood. We'll talk for them. With that being said, peace.